Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're here at Oliver Motors. Before we catch up with the guys here about some of the new inventory we have, we are lucky enough for Ken Parker to have come over from Oak Street. Ken, welcome to Wisconsin Family from Von Klaus Winery. So
good job.
That's it. Yeah, it is. I had to practice that a little bit before we started rolling. So, cool name for the winery. Give us the backstory on what you're doing.
Well, Von Klaus has actually been in Baraboo for 19 years now, so we are a bit of an older winery for the area. Thank you very much. A lot of our success is owing to the fact that we use fresh fruits as well as grapes, so we have a good variety of wines. But yeah, we've started in this town, actually started a little bit south of town back in 1999, and moved the winery into town about 3 years later, and that's when we found our location for our tasting house, which is right downtown on the square in beautiful downtown Baraboo.
Very nice. Yeah. Very nice.
And you're the founder?
No. The founder of Von Klaus is actually a man named Clint Klingerman.
Okay.
He started the winery back in '99. So
fantastic.
He made wines for over 30 years. So.
Fantastic. And you know, every local winery that you meet sort of has their niche or their kind of specialty. What would you say that you guys special in, or what sets you guys apart?
Honestly, it is the small batch nature of our wines.
Okay.
We are a fresh fruit winery, so a lot of the wines, well, 50% of our wines are made from fruit. The other 50% are mixes or blends of grapes, grape varietals. So, so that gives us a lot of variety.
Right.
The other thing is we definitely don't use sulfites or preservatives in our wines, and so that makes our wines a lot brighter, a lot fresher. And for people who get headaches from sulfites, that makes a big difference.
So. Wow, yeah.
Yeah, that definitely would. And that's I guess the winery having been around for 19 years now, you were early in the trend, and there's been all sorts of wineries that have popped up in that time. So I guess, do you worry about competition? What do you see that's keeping you relevant and keeping you successful?
Well, you know what's funny is you're right. We were quite ahead of the curve there. The industry and wine in general has become very, very popular, and you're right, there are a lot of new wineries popping up, but we don't actually consider them competition, and I don't mean that in a bolstering way. Yeah. It's just simply right. The nature of wine drinkers and how things have kind of evolved has made it such, well, people's just behavior causes them not to seek out a single winery. Most people don't go to a winery, they go to wineries. They spend a day, an afternoon, and they make a trip. They come down from the Dells to escape the crowds, and they hit a couple of Baraboo wineries, maybe head on down to Woolersheim, head over to Baraboo Bluffs, maybe out to Loganville, or maybe they're coming up through Sauk, hitting us, and then heading on to the Dells. So it's nice to have all those other wineries in the area because they all offer something different. Obviously, we put our eggs in the basket of a lot of fresh fruits, but there's drier wineries. There's just Fawn Creek is all about their venue. So.
That makes sense. And I know people a lot of times they don't go with a brand. It's more like, I enjoy Riesling, so they'll go in that direction. So it's more about what they enjoy. And I think probably over the time that you've been doing this, you've seen quite a bit with more foodies and people really getting an understanding of their flavor palette. So everything that you're doing with the different fruits and notes and things like that, I could see it being pretty popular. So from that standpoint, I guess since I haven't seen your wines in stores, how can I find your amazing, how do you do that? Amazing product?
Well, here's the thing. So we are not a distributed winery, so you won't find our wines in stores. You have to come down to our tasting house right on Oak Street here in Baraboo to try our wines. But that is part of that reason is because of the non-sulfited wines. They're a little bit more delicate. They're fresher fruit. So we have to be careful where we distribute them.
Sure.
Now we will by the end of the year be in some local restaurants, and you may see our wines actually in a couple of the local liquor stores.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And we've got about 30 seconds left, but can you just touch on any local events that Von Klaus is a part of?
Well, we are doing the Boston Wine Walk here coming up. We're always in the Baraboo Wine Walks. We do a lot of charitable stuff, so any silent auctions, look for our baskets and things there. So we like to stay.
Involved,
in the
like to
current,
stay plugged
yeah,
in.
the
That's
community.
great.
Right. And so I'm assuming that people can go to vonklaus.com to get an idea of what different flavors and varieties that you're producing and to learn more.
Absolutely,
Correct?
and look us up on Facebook.
Awesome, very cool. Thank you for being here.
Thank
I'm
you very
glad,
much.
and my wife also. She was glad that you were here too. So we'll be right back with more Wisconsin Family after this.